tips and tutorials to increase your online presence, websites, social media, online donations, applications, databases, and more. This is OrgSpring.
Hey, welcome to another OrgSpring tutorial. In this episode, we are going to be showing you an appointment and booking plugin that integrates with WooCommerce, a really cool software e-commerce solution that integrates very well with the WordPress framework. So what we're staring at here is a pretty stock installation of a Genesis theme running on WordPress. And we have added the WooCommerce plugin and a few different extensions. In particular, we've added this extension called the Appointments and Bookings extension from Tyche Software. And it's really cool. We're going to show you on screen, we're going to show you a little link where you can get this product. It's an inexpensive product as far as extensions and plugins go. It is a premium extension, so you will have to pay a little bit of money for it. But if you're doing any kind of appointments or booking, you can do multi-day bookings, like if you have a bed and breakfast or a restaurant, or not a restaurant for multi-day, a hotel, if you will, for multi-day, or if you're just a service provider like a coach or a attorney or a consultant, or in this case, the site we have here, they are an appliance parts and service seller. So they have service calls. So for example, you could make an appointment, and we'll go to the appointments page here. What this plugin allows you to do is to add booking dates to your products. So this particular website sells service calls. It's an hour-long service call. They come out and they either look at or diagnose or fix your service equipment. So one of the things that you can do is this particular product happens to be a variable product. They're asking for you to choose an appliance brand. So here's a list, for example. We'll choose an appliance brand, and then you would click in this box here and choose your booking date, and that's where this plugin really kicks in. So you'll see how we can use that here by selecting a booking date from this drop-down. We're just going to choose, let's say August 1st, day or two down the line. And then that gives us a field for booking time. The plugin also gives us the ability to choose a time. And we've selected these different times that we make available. And these are all completely, you can set these and customize these in the plugin settings. So we're just going to choose 8 to 9 a.m. Once we choose that last field, it makes the Add to Cart button available. And let's just click on that. And then that's going to add this to the cart. And you'll notice the plugin modifies the cart slightly. You have your little feature graphic there, and it has your product name like normal. But it also adds the custom field. Well, that's actually through our product. That gets added there. That was a custom variation. But what this has added is the check-in date and the booking time. And both of these things are customizable as well. But it gives the date of the service and the time that has been ordered. Now you'll notice that we have set the quantity to 1. We don't want people booking multiple appointments for the same appointment. So that works perfectly well. And that's what this does for you. Now, it also gives you the ability, and it will send this information to you inside the booking, but you will also see this when you proceed or when the person checks out. You will get the message, and it gives you the information as to when the check-in date and the booking time is as well. You'll see here on the actual checkout page, it reiterates the order again with the check-in date and the booking time. And that is also sent to you via email once you finish that. So that's what it looks like on the front end, and that's how it operates in a very simple fashion. Now on the back end, if we look at an actual product, and you'll see here I have the service appointment listed. You have your simple information here. This was set up as a variable product, so we've added a bunch of attributes called appliance brand, and those variations are linked here. We have different prices listed on those, as you can see. And then down below the product data, you will see a booking tab show up. And the booking tab is where all of this information is going to be. For example, you'll see some of the settings, which we'll walk you through in terms of how to set this so that you can have something reflected on your site, just like what we have reflected on this particular site. So we want to enable booking date. And what that does for us, we're just going to go back to the cart here. I'm just going to back up a little bit. Enabling the booking date field is what makes this box show up. It gives us the ability to take booking dates. So to use this plugin, you're obviously going to want to select that. Allow multiple day booking. If you're running a bed and breakfast, like I mentioned before, or something like a festival and you want to sell tickets to the festival, you would do this, a multi-day festival that is, you would allow multi-day booking, and that's going to allow you a check-in and a check-out date, not just a simple one-date check-in. It's going to allow you to have the check-in and the check-out. Obviously, we don't need that for the service booking. Now, the next setting is selecting a booking method, and there are two ways to do this. You can select specific dates where the product can be booked, and you would enter those dates exactly. For example, you could come in here and just enter this particular product could be booked on this date, or you can click another date. This product will be able to be booked on that date. So you could set very specific dates that this product is available for. Or you can use the recurring weekdays. And what this does is it allows you to set recurring days, meaning let's say you're offering your service every day between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. and an hour-long basis. What you would do is select all of the days that you want to offer your service, or if you only wanted to offer it on Monday and Wednesday, you would select just those days. Now, the next step, and we'll come back to a little bit more of that in just a moment, but continuing on to the settings here, the next step is lock out date after X orders. So for example, this relates if you're doing an hourly service, like if you're a consultant or a coach or an attorney and you're booking people to come in for a consultation, what this allows you to do is set the maximum number of orders that you can handle in one particular day. So for example, if you're just doing a hour-long booking, or you don't want to book necessarily by time, but you want to book by date, you only want to take, say, 10 bookings in a day without necessarily tracking what time they are, you would come in here and set this to 10. And then once you got 10 bookings in that day, that date will no longer be selectable as a booking date in your calendar. So for example, to show you what that would look like, let's say that we had 10 bookings for right here, August 9th. That day would be grayed out just like it is here on the 10th. You can't select it. So when you reach the maximum number of bookings for a day, the plugin automatically knows to make the day unselectable. So no more bookings can be done for that day. Now over here, you'll see minimum booking time in days. And like other WooCommerce features, you'll see these question marks. If you just hover over the question mark, that gives you a little bit of information, and you'll notice that the minimum booking time in days relates to enable booking after X number of days from the current date. So what this really is a lead time for booking. Now I've set this to 0, which means it's a same-day booking system, no lead time. So for example, today the current date is July 30th. So you'll notice when we click on the booking date, we're able to book the 31st, which is tomorrow. So we're setting this to a 0 lead time. People can book that right away. If we chose, say, 3 or 4, it would make the first available booking day 3 or 4 days out. So this is a lead time right there. And then it's asking you the number of dates to choose. And again, if you hover over this, you'll get a tooltip. And this basically tells you the maximum number of booking dates you want to be available for your customers to choose from. So for example, if you want 2 months of advanced booking dates, you would put 60 days here. And that allows you to book 60 days out. past which time it won't allow you to book any more days. So that's how that is handled. And then you can exclude certain days. So for example, you'll see here, I've selected Thanksgiving and Christmas. Those dates will be blocked out. You won't be able to order on those dates or book anything on those dates. Now for our service times, we want to be able to track time. So not only does it allow you to track dates of booking, it allows you to track booking times. And that's done secondary to once you pick your date. So for example, we choose August 2nd, it's going to then choose the amount of times we've made available. And we've set this in the system to allow these times. You'll see each one is 1 hour long with a half hour of travel time allocated in between each one. And only when they select the time is the product able to be added to the cart. So the way you do that is by enabling the booking time as well. Once you do that, you'll be able to add time slots here. Once they are added, they will show up in your View, Delete, Booking Dates, and Time Slots area. So you'll notice it adds all of these time slots for the different dates and times. Now, we have this set for international time. There is a setting in the plugin to allow you just to do English or standard 12-hour time slots. So instead of seeing this 16:30, you would see a 4:30 there. I'm sorry, a 2:30. So, or that one is 4:30. So you'll see we chose initially to have it Monday through Friday, 1 hour time slots with a half hour in between. So you'll see Monday 8 to 9, then we break for a half hour, 9:30 to 10:30, break for a half hour, 11 to 12. And it automatically creates all those for you with a maximum booking of 1. So we don't allow people to book more than 1. Now, if you wanted to add 1, say you decide to start opening up on Saturday, you would come back to the booking options and just add a time slot. And it's going to give you a checkbox here. So we're going to add a time slot, and we would click Saturday. That's the day. And we want to only make it available. Let's say we'll make it available. We're only going to do 2 orders on Saturday, and it's blocked out. Or let's set it to 1. Number of dates to choose from, that's fine. Minimum bookings, days and time. Let's put 14 days. That means we're taking bookings 14-day lead times. And we're going to set this time slot to, let's make it 10 a.m. And we're going to make it a 2-hour time slot, 10 to 12. And we're going to lock this time slot after 1 order. And we're going to hit Add Time Slot. Oh, I'm sorry. That's already added. Add Time Slot would allow you to add an additional time slot. We're just going to let that be. So you'll notice once you've added that, you would then click Update. Now, depending on how many variations and time slots you've added, it could take a little bit longer for your post to save if it has to cycle through. This particular post has something like 70 different variations, which is a little bit heavy for a normal product. So you might experience a little bit longer wait time when your product is saving just because it has to cycle through all those possibilities. And then you'll notice that that last one has been added there for Saturday. Now, if we go back to the service appointment and we refresh it, we'll see that as an option. So we're just going to choose a brand. We're going to choose a booking date. You'll notice that Saturday is available here. And let's just choose the 10th. Now it's asking us to choose a time. The only option available on Saturday is 10 to 12. We'll choose that. And then you could add that to cart and you're all good to go. So you'll see how that works there. So that's essentially how you can add. Now, if you wanted to take away, and we don't want to have the Saturday there, so we're just going to click this X, and that's going to delete the time slot for us. And then we will update this in our admin panel. And while that's updating, we're going to take a look at the plugin settings. So we'll go over to our plugins, installed plugins area. And then you'll notice here, this is the WooCommerce booking plugin. You would install this just like you would a normal plugin. And then under WooCommerce, you will notice booking settings. And that's where you see the settings for the booking plugin. And there's not a lot of settings for you to go through to make this plugin work. That's another great part about this system. You'll notice the language is set to English UK, and actually we can change that. If you wanted to change that to a different language, you could do that. You'll see all the different languages that are included with it out of the box. We'll leave that. You'll see the date format. That's the standard English time format. You could use international format. You could even use the longer spelled out dates with your format. We've chosen a 12-hour time format. You could choose 24-hour or the international format. We've chosen to show only 1 month in the calendar. You could choose that to 2. And what you would see is when you are, for example, we'll go back to the product. When you click in the date, you can actually show 2 dates, 2 months worth, so that they don't have to scroll through. For example, I'll show you what that looks like right here. You could set that to 2. We'll click Save Changes. We'll update this. And then when you click on the booking date, it shows you 2 months. Then you could preview the theme. So for example, here, you could change the theme. If we want to make it black, make it red, you can do different types of themes here. And they have a whole slew of different themes included. And then as an overriding feature, you could select or exclude your blackout and your holidays, and you could add them in the box here. When you're done with that, you click Save Changes. All the other settings for this plugin happen at the product level. They all happen through the Bookings tab on each individual product. So each product can be changed to be enabled for booking. So that's how we handle a simple product. Now I'm going to show you how we handle a multi-day product. And we're going to create one of those from scratch, and we'll show you how to do that right now. Now here's where this works really well for doing something like a hotel booking or a multi-day booking where you would charge per day. For example, let's say you have a seminar where it was, let's say it's a certain price to attend every day. So if you had a 5-day seminar, it was $100 per day. You could charge based on the days they wanted to attend. So we're going to come down here and click Add Product. And we will fill in the general information. We're not going to fill in any text. We don't need to do that for now. You could add your own text. We'll make this a virtual product. We're going to keep it a simple product, and we're going to set it. The regular price is what you would be offering as the per day price. If you're doing multiple day things, your regular price is essentially your per day price. That's the only thing we need to set. We're going to skip down to the booking options. We're going to enable the booking date. Now, it's not going to worry about specific or recurring weekdays because we're also going to enable the multiple day booking. And what that does is blank out the rest of the stuff, and it's going to offer you a check-in and a check-out. And of course, you could change those wordings using WooCommerce filters. For example, here, we have lockout date after X number of orders. So let's say we only have room for 20 tickets. We'll change that to 20. The lead time isn't necessarily going to matter. We'll let people book right away, and we'll give them 30 days to choose from. That gives us 30 days out. We'll change that to 60, gives them 60 days out. We're not going to bother blacking out any times, and we're going to hit Publish. And once that publishes, we'll view the product. And you'll see what that allows us to do is it's giving us a booking date and a checkout date. You may need to change a little bit of the CSS to make sure that these don't flow over to the same line, but that's an easy fix. Booking date. So we're going to do a check-in date. let's say August 1st, and it's telling us it's $100 here. And let's do a checkout date of August 8th. Oh, I'm sorry, I picked September 8th. Let's set August 8th as the checkout date. That's 7 days, therefore the price is $700. 7 days at $100 per day. And that would be a 7-day conference. The hotels work in much the same fashion. You are setting the booking date for the check-in and the check-out. Now, if you wanted to do, say, just a one-price seminar, you would not use the multi-day option. You might include different times. So, for example, if you were doing like dinner or things like that, you would include that either as a variation to your product, or you would just sell particular time slots to your dates or events. So again, you could use it for that. So it's very flexible, it's very versatile, and it works with all the other WooCommerce extensions that we've tested so far. It works beautifully with minimum and maximum quantity. It works well with groups. It works well with some of the other extensions we've tried as well, both premium and free extensions. So give it a shot, check it out. At the end of this video, you will see a link, and also in the blog post that goes along with this video at orgspring.com, you will see that the link that will take you over to where you can purchase this as well. So if you have any questions as to how this works or how to get it to work for your site, leave a message here in this video or leave us a message on the blog post. We hope you enjoyed watching it. Thanks for checking out our videos. Remember to go to our YouTube page for other tutorials for WordPress and also nonprofits. You will see that at youtube.com/orgspring. Thanks again for watching. We hope to see you soon.